To talk about that, we have with us Mr. R.G. Rajan, Chairman and Managing Director of RCF. Mr. Rajan, thanks so much for joining in. You know, we've already on the channel talked about what is the policy and what are the kind of highlights that the policy has. The question mark then really remains is that whether or not whatever has been done or whatever will be done over the next 3 months as well, assuming that the cabinet approval does come into place, would encourage players like you to make fresh investments. What do you make of the policy? And would you be encouraged or enthused by whatever has come about to make fresh investments into urea capacity over the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, the policy which has been announced is good, though we expect some few improvements in the policy, especially on the ceiling price and some more clarity on the gas pricing issue beyond $14 per MMBTU. Otherwise, we are quite keen to go ahead at Hull 3 with the new investment.
The interesting part, Mr. Rajan, as you mentioned, is that because we had the Fertiliser Secretary just 15 minutes back, and he did mention that there is probably no lack of clarity on the pricing of gas beyond 14 MMBTU, because if he did mention that if indeed the price of gas does go up, then the urea players would be suitably compensated. While there is no clarity on what the suitable compensation would be, what is it that you would require? Would you rather hope for the pricing of urea be allowed to be flexible should the gas prices increased, or would you hope for some cash compensation from the government should the gas prices increase?
I think we are now looking for this, that if the gas price goes up beyond $14, then some floor price should be suitably raised. I think that's what we're looking for right now.
All right. So, you know, as the policy proposes, Mr. Rajan, that the government will pay for gas subsidy for gas up to about $14 per MMBTU. Do you think this is a fair price?
No, if you get a combination of domestic gas and RLNG, I think then it is a fair price.
Okay. And do you expect that combination to be cleared?
Yeah, I think because this sector has got the highest priority, and whatever new finds will be there in the future from Reliance, from ONGC, from GSPC, I think this sector will have the highest priority. And so we do expect some domestic gas to be allocated for the new plants, and if there's some shortfall, it could be supplemented by RLNG. And I think that the gas, in this situation, the gas price should be below $14 per MMBTU.
Mr. Rajan, you're not concerned by the fact that even at the current scenario, wherein the output from KG-D6 is falling on a quarter-on-quarter basis, that the new investments into fertilizers or urea plants, while the government is saying that gas will be available at 14 MMBTU, the point being that there might not be enough gas available to supply in the first place. Does that not concern you?
Because these plants will come up only after 3 years. I think by that time the situation will be quite different from today.
Yeah. So
because by that time I think ONGC also start producing from the offshore.
Okay.
So today, of course, the situation is that the production is declining, but in the future we expect that more domestic gas will be available from other sources also.
Yeah, but I'm sure producers such as yourself would probably not go on this with a hope and a little prayer. I'm sure there will be some dialogue that will be had with the ministry or the government of India as to what is being done to increase the output of gas, because as it is, even the current power plants are not getting enough gas. I mean, it's an assumption that we can make that there will be some discoveries made by ONGC and the output at KG-D6 by Reliance will increase as well. But it's an assumption nevertheless. What would be done if indeed these things don't happen in a hurry? Would you still go ahead and make an investment despite the fact that there are no visible signs of an improvement in gas allocation? That may only happen.
No, I think we are discussing with the Ministry, Department of Fertilizers, and also with GAIL and other companies for gas allocation, and we remain very hopeful that this sector, having the highest priority, will get the gas and up to $14 per MMBTU were covered, and beyond that also the government will take, I think, will give us full compensation. So RLNG is not a problem for getting RLNG. So I think that we will go ahead with the new investment.
So what's the quantum of new investment, Mr. Rajan, that you propose? I mean, what's the capacity and over what time frame?
This capacity will be around 1.3 million tons per annum, and we are proposing at Thal. And already the bids are due in first week of March. The final price bids will be obtained, and thereafter within a month we will prepare the detailed feasibility report and then submit to the board and the PIB and CCA for further approvals. And the time frame is that we expect that to take a decision on the investment by September, when we likely to have the zero date for the project.
How are you proposing to gather money for this investment? Are you looking at any fundraising options?
So total investment is around 4,000 crores, and equity will be around 1,300 crores. And for that we already have the necessary funds internally. And for the debt portion, we will talk to various banks, and I think there should be no problem for getting the arranging debt for this project.
All right, Mr. Rajan, we leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining us and giving us your perspective on today's development.